The Holocaust was a time of terror for many people under the reign of Adolf Hitler during World War II. None suffered the most than the people who were taken to the concentration camps at the time. Today I will be informing you about three major Nazi concentration camps: Auschwitz, Buchenwald, and Bergen-Belsen. Auschwitz was established on May 26, 1940, with its location being in Oswiecim, Poland. As you can see where the red arrow points, it's on the southern edge of Poland. The purpose of this camp was for forced labor that eventually led to the annihilation of the inmates, which was death. And when the inmates first got to the camp, there was a German translation that said Arbeit macht frei, which meant work sets you free, which is ironic as many of the inmates died upon arrival. Other satellite locations were later added to the concentration camp to accommodate more people. Auschwitz-Monowitz was added in 1942, and Auschwitz-Birkenau was added towards the end of October 1942. Auschwitz is well known for its gas chambers and crematoriums. As you can see in the slides, here are some pictures of what they looked like at the time. The camp was liberated on January 27, 1945 by the Russians at the time, which was the Soviet army, and under 6,000 prisoners were alive at the time. Here's some pictures of the prisoners. According to the USA Today magazine, as many as 1.5 million people perished during the operation of Auschwitz. Now that you have some knowledge about Auschwitz, let me inform you about Buchenwald. Buchenwald was located in Weimar, Germany. As you can see, it's in the heart of Germany. It was constructed on June 1937 with the intent to be a camp for political prisoners. This is the camp entrance. Only male prisoners were taken here, but by 1944, women also became a part of the camp. This all changed when Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass, occurred on November 9, 1938. Jewish homes were destroyed, Jewish businesses and synagogues were destroyed, and by the end of the night, over 10,000 Jews were taken to Buchenwald. According to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, by 1945 the camp had reached a population of 112,000 prisoners. The camp was liberated on April 11, 1945 by American forces. More than 15,000 inmates were liberated at the time. And as you can see on the slide, here's General Dwight D. Eisenhower at Buchenwald, and here's children being escorted out and just male prisoners in general. So now we have looked at the backgrounds of Auschwitz and Buchenwald. Let's now look at one last camp, which was known as Bergen-Belsen. Bergen-Belsen was located in Hanover, Germany, with the intent to hold prisoners of war, which it was also a holding camp. And here's the entrance to Bergen-Belsen. In 1943, it was converted into a concentration camp where Jews were also held prisoners. And according to the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum, in 1944 and 1945, Bergen-Belsen became a collection camp of Jewish prisoners, many of them arriving from forced evacuations on foot, which was the death marches. As you can see in the picture here, some Jews being led. The arrival of the prisoners overwhelmed the camp resources, and disease spread rapidly. Typhus, dysentery, and typhoid fever were one of the many. And this is where Anne Frank and her sister Margot were taken when they were found out, and they died 2 weeks before liberation from typhus. The camp was liberated on April 15, 1945 by British troops, and according to the Jewish virtual libraries, the first camp to be liberated by the Allies. The liberation received a lot of press coverage, and the world finally saw the horrors of the Holocaust. 60,000 inmates were found at the time of the liberation. 14,000 of them died after the liberation, and 2,000 of them died from receiving food too rich for them. In conclusion, we have looked at three major Nazi concentration camps. We discussed Auschwitz, Buchenwald, and Bergen-Belsen and the effects it had on so many people, many of them costing them their lives. I hope you found my topic informative, giving you more insight into the Holocaust and some of the concentration camps that were in existence during World War II. Thank you very much.